Chandigarh, in collaboration with the Institute Innovation Council. IPR plays a significant role in the economic development of a country by disseminating and protecting innovations, ideas, and inventions. Today's workshop will surely help to upskill the knowledge of our students. On behalf of Chemistry Department, I, Dr. Mamta Sharma, would like to cordially welcome our distinguished speaker, Dr. Girish Sahani, Dean Sciences, Dr. Sajeev Soni, our second speaker, Dr. Anand Sharma, my fellow colleagues, and dear students. Without much further ado, I take the privilege to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Girish Sahani. Dr. Sahani is an alumnus of Punjab University. He was awarded his PhD degree from IISc Bangalore. Thereafter, he completed his postdoc assignments from University of California, Rockefeller University, New York, and Albert Einstein College of Medicine, New York, USA. Back in India, he started his journey as Senior Research Associate from IMTech Chandigarh and became Director IMTech in 2005. In 2015, he assumed the office of Director General CSIR and superannuated from there. Presently, Dr. Sahani is Chairman of the Board of Governors at NIRF Mohali. Dr. Sahani is internationally recognized for his research contributions. He has been the author of several papers published in high-impact refereed scientific journals and has a number of national and international patents to his credit. Dr. Sahani has contributed in the area of protein cardiovascular drugs, especially clot busters, and their mode of action in the human body. He has successfully commercialized the drug streptokinase through the pharma company Shazam Pharma, which became part of Strides Acrolab. He is fellow, Indian National Science Academy, New Delhi, Indian Academy of Science, Bangalore, and Association of Microbiologists of India, to name a few. Dr. Sahani has received many awards for his contribution in science, namely National Biotechnology Product Development Award 2002, CSI Technology Shield 2001-2002, the Vaswick Industrial Award 2000, Ranbaxy Award in Pharmaceutical Sciences 2003, Vigyan Ratan Award 2014, and CSIR Technology Award for Business Development and Technology Marketing in 2014. Sir, we are extremely honored to have you as a keynote speaker here today, and we are waiting to hear you. So I take the privilege to invite you to the dais for your address.
Good morning. It's wonderful to be in this room, which is full of energy, young people. I first of all thank the organizers of this symposium, Dr. Nair, and my esteemed friends, Dr. Soni and Dr. Sharma, other faculty members of this department and other departments I presume, and the bright, young, energetic students. See, when we talk about patents and IPR, it looks like a very heavy topic, worthy of spending many years in the legal profession, in the scientific profession, and then becoming an expert on patents. That is true. But an average scientist who either teaches students or carries out research or is part of a company or a big institution, research institution, has to be aware that patents are legal documents which give you the right to not allow other people to use the invention that you have patented. So it is a kind of a negative right, negative power. How do you convert a negative power into a positive power? By using that technology for public good. See, when I was coming here, I was marveling at the GPS technology that we have. Okay, and I was thinking, how does GPS actually predict the exact time? And in my case, when I came from my home to this place in the morning, it had predicted 33 minutes. And it was exactly 33 km. Okay, this is marvelous. It does not know what speed you will be moving at, what your driver's nature is. Okay, that is a very big non-input. But it knows what is the average rate of traffic, distance, etc., etc. So all this information has been used by a company, not Indian. You know, GPS is not Indian technology. It arose out of technology that was warfare technology, very high level of warfare technology, which at some stage was made public. I'm sure there are a lot of patents around it. Many patents might have expired. So if you do a patent search around GPS, you will see not only original patents, which would have expired, but also current patents. So if you have a very wide type of technology, GPS, which includes telecommunication, artificial intelligence, and so many things, satellite to communication to individual, so many things, you will find that if you have a very critical patent, not necessarily the breakthrough patent, but small little patent on a critical piece of that overall scenario, you can actually get royalty on it. Pure royalty. That is not value creation. Value creation came from original patents, but the application of those patents and technology and making it effective allows you to do research which is very focused. Suppose you have write a program which actually bypasses a lot of the things that are currently being used, and all of a sudden that patent will become very valuable. So this is the value. Tomorrow, as scientists, you may become journalists, you may become researchers, you may become teachers, but realize that patents is one aspect by which you can get the benefit of science and technology for a company, for society. Suppose I make something which is very useful for thousands of people. Okay, I make a nutritive aid which you put in crops, and the crop yield becomes 30% more. Let us assume that. Wonderful thing comes out of science or experiments. Would you want a patent so that anybody who makes that will give you royalty? That is one aspect. That is an aspect which makes you get the profit. But if you make that technology available to all the farmers, the value that will be created, 30% increase in agricultural output, will be tremendous. So look at patents from two points of view. Sometimes patents are good, sometimes patents are not good. Be aware that patents give you a right. ये मेरी कोठी है, ये मेरी कार है, आप नहीं चला सकते. But suppose you have 500 cars and you make it available for, say, hospitals, the same patent becomes the same patent or the same technology becomes useful for everybody. So this distinction in our mind has to be there. The patents are restricted, but the absence of patents also sometimes creates lack of opportunities, because if you have a patent, you have spent money on it. If a company takes that patent, it has spent money on it to make the technology available. So the absence of a patent will be a deterrent for many people to not take the technology and commercialize. Is this point clear? थोड़ा सा complex point है. Patents can be looked at like a coin. It can be looked from both sides, profit, but also value. So in this context, I will speak next 10, 15, 20 minutes and maybe take you through some interesting aspect of my career also. Because कल आपसे कोई पूछे भी अपनी कोई बात सुनाओ, तो आप कोई बात सुनाओगे तो अपने तजुर्बे के ऊपर ही सुनाओगे ना. Unless कि आप कोई पिक्चर की कहानी सुना रहे हो, वो कहेगा यार ये मैं नेट से देख लूंगा. तो अपनी बात कर. तो उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से मैं आपको अपनी बात करके भी दिखाता हूँ, कुछ बात करूंगा. शायद आपको कुछ फायदा हो, उससे शायद ना हो. चलिए आगे चलते. See, for example, hundreds of, maybe a couple of thousand years ago, I don't know the exact date, India was a leader in medical science. This is not mythology. This is reality. You know, very, very advanced instruments for surgery, for example, which people use today in the Western world, they are supposed to be discovered. Many of these instruments were known at that time. So India had a culture, had a civilization which was very advanced for its time. Of course, now with slavery and foreign dominance, etc., we have become but we are now insurgent. You people are sign of this resurgent country. All these people who are sitting there, predominantly girls, is a great sign that our future is bright. So, did these people who invented many of these things, Ayurveda, surgery, etc., did they have patents? Of course not. वो कल्चर नहीं था कि हमें कुछ आता है तो पैसे बना दो. इसमें अच्छाई भी है, बुराई भी है. Anyway, make your own conclusions. Again, for metallurgy, India was a great. See, when you say samurai swords of Japanese, who are supposed to be very, very special steel, all came from India mostly. China, Japan, many of these countries, the metallurgy came from India. It's a fact. We can be proud of it. But we have to also see how can we become superior now? Can we rejuvenate this? Can we start innovation? This was all came out of innovation from trial, experiments. See, what is the magic combination of metals that will give you strength? What is the magic combination of compound that will give you rust? Okay. This all comes from laboratory type of work. No? So, did they have this type of laboratories? No. But they had a mind, curious mind, observation, experimentation, and passing on that knowledge to next generation. These elements we have now today. We have knowledge, we have good teachers, we have laboratories, we have access to Western science. Can we utilize this knowledge to create new things? That is innovation. But if you look around this country, around you, everything that you see which is technology oriented has come from outside. This is something which is a little sad, but it has to be acknowledged. ये जो आपकी बसें चल रही हैं, हवाई जहाज चल रहे हैं, रॉकेट उड़ रहे हैं, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह, ये कहाँ से आए? These are all not from research in India. Okay, so what is the take-home lesson? Whether technology is Indian or Greek or American, GPS is American, let us say, still we use it. So technology cannot be stopped. If it is useful, it will be disseminated. If you have a patent, you can make profit out of it. Even if you don't have a patent, if you use technology whose development costs are not exorbitant, you can make it free for people. Suppose you have a technology in China, for example, they are the manufacturer hub of the world today. Is it all covered in patents? No. They got the technology from America. America gave the technology because they could get products at cheaper prices. And China became smart. China is now the producer. Within 20 years to 25 years, from a primitive country sort of like ours, politically also in turbulence, they became the manufacturing hub of the world. Is the manufacturing against patents? No. More than 90% is not against patents. Now they are getting patents. So let us see patents in the proper place in our mind. Patents are important. They can be a hindrance. They can give you a profit, but they are not the only building block of technology and value. Innovation is, and taking innovation to its proper logical conclusion through commercialization. Green Revolution. You know, all of you know what was Green Revolution. We got varieties, and we became self-sufficient in food by and large. Great thing. Did it come from patents? No, it did not come from patents. But the technology was brought here, upscaled in this country. Now, I want students to please concentrate on this word, upscaling. अगर आपकी मम्मी आपके घर में बहुत अच्छा स्वादिष्ट खाना बनाती है और सब आप कहते हो कि खाना बहुत अच्छा है, तो can you start a restaurant on it? No. Why? Upscaling. That upscaling does not depend on recipes alone, does not depend only on skill of one cook alone. It requires a complete business plan. It requires the input of several resources. Then the restaurant will work. Food may be okay. The restaurant is a very good place. Still it fails. 75% of restaurants fail within 2-3 years. Why? Not as if food was bad. If food was bad, restaurant will shut down in 3 days. So think about it. Every technology at the stage of patent is like a recipe book. The recipe has to be transformed into value via upscaling. And commercialization of technology is another game which in India we are not good at. There are a lot of impediments. ये आपको एक पर्सपेक्टिव दे रहा हूँ, बच्चों को एक पर्सपेक्टिव दे रहा हूँ कि पेटेंट एक चीज है, पर वो रेसिपी है सिर्फ. मैंने आपको रेसिपी दे दी, आप समझ गए. There will be a lot of difficulty implementing it into a new dish. You master it, but you cannot open a restaurant. Leave alone something like Zomato, a whole value chain. You can't do that. You have to think about it. In this case, the new varieties that were made in Mexico by a gentleman called B.Voc, like wheat, dwarf wheat varieties, में क्या होता है? पौधा इतना सी रह जाता है और अनाज इतना. पहले क्या होता था? पौधा इतना बड़ा हो जाता था, अनाज. So all the nutritive value goes into production of seeds through breeding, not genetic engineering, through breeding. So great breakthrough, but India required 10 to 15 years to implement it. It required political will. It required the dissemination of the seeds into field trials, etc. Anyway, that is another story. You should read it sometime. So this gentleman, everybody recognizes? He's supposed to be a great scientist. He thought things which not more than 20, 30 people understood in his own time. He says, the intuitive mind is a sacred gift and the rational mind is a faithful servant. As scientists, we pride ourselves as being very rational. When knowledge है, बड़े कायदे से सोचते हैं, प्रश्न पूछते हैं, वगैरह वगैरह. तो जो आदमी, जो बच्चा, जो साइंटिस्ट एक नया तरह का प्रश्न पूछता है, वहां से स्टोरी शुरू होती है, वहीं से पेटेंट बनते हैं, वहीं से टेक्नोलॉजी बनाने के लिए और कुछ है. रेसिपी पर रुक जाएगी गाड़ी, और रेसिपी बनाना नहीं कौन सी आसान काम है, because that is the seed of the value that you will create. It's the seed. So we should never forget that an idea, the question, the curiosity, and the initial phase of discovery is very critical. If that thing is not there, the sapling will not grow. Once the sapling comes out, it can be made into a tree with a lot of gifts. Fruit will come out, crop will come out. So the important thing is not to stop questioning. प्रश्न पूछो. Teacher भी अगर कहेगा यार इतने question क्यों पूछते हो? But most teachers are happy. A teacher who knows the subject will be very happy when you ask questions. Of course, they will say we can discuss 5 minutes after the class, etc., etc. But asking the right question is important. You know, let me tell you something which is very, very valuable. I wish it was told to me when I was in school. It was not told. It was that people have done a survey. People have done a survey and found out that Nobel Prize winners, who in our mind are gods, they are human beings. Only thing, they were great discoveries. Not only a great discovery, but these people ask questions. They have done some survey. The most creative scientists, let's not say just Nobel Prize, most creative scientists sometimes ask questions which स्कूल के बच्चे पूछते हैं जैसे, और वो उससे शर्माते नहीं है. एक तो कॉन्फिडेंट होते हैं, एक उनके अंदर से जो चाह होती है जानने की, वो इतनी प्रबल होती है. और बहुत अच्छा हिंदी का वर्ड है, इतनी प्रबल होती है. आज का विवाद बोलने में अच्छी बात है. तो उनमें इतनी तीव्र होती है, इतनी इंटेंस होती है, तो वो रह नहीं पाते. हमारे ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, टीचर गैस होती, साथ वाला गैस होतेगा, ऐसा नहीं होता. Ask the question. You don't have to necessarily ask the question in class. You can ask the question and follow it up from Google, from library, and that is where discovery starts. आप एक, और हो सकता है 9 out of 10 questions will not take you anywhere. But this whole habit and attitude of asking questions, respecting questions, answering questions. Suppose a teacher says, I don't know the answer to this. This is not a failure of the teacher. This is admission कि मुझे नहीं मालूम है. And then teacher says, I do not know. Can this class 5 people bring answers to it tomorrow and we will discuss? Teacher को भी आसानी हो गई, students का भी फायदा होगा. But प्रश्न पूछना बहुत जरूरी है. That is where discovery comes. Like they say, no, Newton was sitting and the apple fell down. I don't know whether it happened or not, but he must have asked basic questions. Otherwise, we take everything for granted. ऐसा क्यों होता है? For example, C.V. Raman might have asked when he was a kid, ये sky blue क्यों होता है? Actually, I used to ask that question also of my parents. कि दूध तो गाय घास तो हरी होती है, दूध सफेद क्यों? It's a pretty stupid question, but it's a question which, if you follow, will reveal the biochemistry of lactation. Okay. So when you want to take a recipe to a product or value, these are a lot of, on the left hand side you have science as it is practiced in this college, university, laboratories. Please pay attention. You pick up a problem, when there is curiosity, you ask yourself, this is a problem in society. Can we solve it? Then you ask some questions. How do we solve it? What is known? What is known? What is not known? Etc. You, like a detective, you chase it. This is the usual stuff of science. And then you do experiments, observations, underlying mechanism, and elucidation of phenomena. Then what comes out? Publications come out, patents come out. And potentially, if you get a business partner, products may come. This may take a lot of time and a lot of money. This also takes money. But the amount of money that you require here is 10 to 1,000 times more than the money you require here. Okay, converting a recipe which is successful in your home into a restaurant requires 10 to 1,000 times of investment. That's very acceptable, no? Logical. That is how it happens there also. So I come to my own little bit of experiences, which I will share with you. I was in CSIR since 1991 in INTEC, Institute of Microbial Technology. आप लोगों को सुना होगा नाम? Yes. That is an institute devoted to microbial world. My own background was like many things. I worked in protein structure, biochemistry, medical, worked on hemoglobin. So by the time I came and became a faculty member, I had the advantage, when I look back, of being jack of many things. And I wanted to become master of something, which is difficult. But jack of many things is also very important. Jack of being many things is very important. If I'm a pure chemist and I look at only, let's say, benzene-like molecules, I'm an expert in that area. But I will make discoveries only when my fundamentals are very good in many things. I can talk to a physicist, I may not know NMR, but I should know where NMR is required. I may not know animal studies, but I should be with a sense state, this stage cube is with drug development करने की potential है. Okay, so you have your jack of many things will allow you to communicate with the right experts and bring all that experts together for solving the problem. This is very nice. So science is multidisciplinary. I am very good at making dosa. So I will continue to make a dosa. I will become the world famous dosa expert. But if you want to have that multidisciplinary, you have to talk to many other people. So therefore, in science and value creation, you have to be aware of all the things that go into development of science, initial stages as well as later stages. So since I was interested in proteins, our research council told that there is a problem. Institute has been working for 5-6 years on developing technology for clot busters. Clot busters are proteins and enzymes which are injected in human beings when there is a heart attack or stroke. How many people know what a heart attack is? Only 1%. 2%. 3%. Yeah, it is not of their concern, no? Maybe 40-45 के होंगे तो उनको हार्ट अटैक क्या होता है. तो हार्ट अटैक तब होता है when a clot forms in the body and obstructs the blood flow to the heart. Heart is very necessary, no? It keeps on pumping thousands of times per day, I think, or maybe a week, millions of times over a lifetime. और वो पंप अगर जरा सा भी रुक गया, within 3 minutes, death. So if a clot goes there, suppose in your sewerage system or plumbing, there is some dirt that obstructs the flow, things will be in chaos. So you need to either put something to clean it or acid. So there is a clot buster which you inject and the clot is dissolved. So that clot buster technology was not there in India. people are not making it. We're talking about 1980s and 90s. And we said we'll get the technology. We'll make the technology. But if you see the hotbeds of heart attacks and cardiac problems is India, parts of Africa. Here people have solved this. Not a problem because they have expensive technology. If somebody gets a heart attack, they wheel them into a hospital, put stents and do bypass, etc. Which in India also they do. But how many people have access to it? So they also have clotbusters. One clotbuster called tissue plasminogen activator, which is a state-of-the-art clotbuster, which was there at that time also. It was produced by Genentech and other companies, genetic engineering. Costed $1,000 per vial. How many people can afford a $1,000 vial? Practically zero. Maybe some rich people will do. Today, more people will be able to do. But streptokinase had been there for about 8-10 years, which also cost 5,000-6,000 rupees. It was derived from bacterial fermentation. Okay. And it also cost 5,000 rupees. 30 years ago, 5,000 rupees was like 30,000, 40,000, 25,000, 30,000 of today. So it was very important to have at least some clotbusters, affordable clotbusters for Indian public. Please try to see that 3 out of 5 cardiac patients in the world are from India. And the effect on GDP, cardiac problems, is tremendous. It is about 1.3% of our GDP is affected by heart attacks. So this is a major problem. Just as infectious diseases are a major problem, etc. Diabetes is a major problem. This is a major problem. It's a #1 killer. I will just go through. So you know that 5,000 rupees का streptokinase आता था, 40,000 रुपए का PPR. So PPR technology is much more complicated because it is produced from animal cell culture. We thought we'll go and clone streptokinase or we'll develop the bacterial fermentation. Now this had been done, I think, in this country several times, but the challenge was to take the lab work to industrial scale. You give a process. See, suppose you make something in your kitchen, the restaurant may not make it like that. A factory that wants to produce 10,000 parathas per day and give it all over, we use different technology. It will use machine, it will use some more additives, etc. etc. So the technology of scale up is not the technology which you use at very small scale. So there is a challenge in it. Anyway, we were able to make it the first streptokinase in this country within about 5 years of the project, which was a long time, but it took us time to do it. This first streptokinase was launched in 2001, I think, 2001 by Kendra. And the prices of all streptokinase fell down. Something that used to cost 5,000, because these people, we gave them technology by which they could produce this at 500-600 rupees. And they could market it at about 2,500. Now it's less or more, I don't know. A lot of it is imported also, but the prices came down. And then after a few years, we also developed, whole group developed, recombinant streptokinase. We brought the technology also to greater limits. So basically, then we started out and asked questions: can we convert streptokinase into a smarter molecule which will target the clot? Streptokinase does not target. Streptokinase activates the whole system, and there are side effects. Can we make a loaded missile which will go to the clot and act? So we were able to do that and get patents. So we basically made natural streptokinase from fermentation, recombinant streptokinase, clot-specific, targeted, and antithrombotic clotbusters, etc. So these are all patented. This only has a process patent. This has no patent. This was old technology, but the key to making these two technologies were improvement of fermentation, and then recombinant streptokinase, which was required optimization of expression for some people that you understand. And the idea that this Lederle was making streptokinase, Lederle is an international company, by using 8 or 10 steps of purification. We made it into a 2-step process. So in 2 steps, you make it more economical. Okay? So the idea here is that you can either improve the economics of a production of a drug, or you can make a new drug or a modified drug, which is better and smarter. All of this is worthy of taking patents. So as a result, Institute CSR got fair amount of royalty also out of these products, but more than royalty, the number of lives it saved. If suppose, hypothetically, if every year, let's say 50 lakh people die, and if you give a clotbuster, affordable clotbuster, and out of 50 lakh, 30 lakh people are saved, just hypothetically. What is the value of the contribution? The number of years that person could not earn, but his life was saved, and the number of the amount of money that person could earn and his family could survive on it. So this is very solid social ramification. So that is called the economic impact analysis. Okay. The economic impact of this technology was estimated. These are 2011 figures, not 2023 figures, for 30,000 crores. So this technology gave a value of 30,000 crores contribution in GDP. The amount of value it gave by price reduction was only a small component. The number of people's lives saved was the contribution. When I saw this figure, I didn't believe it. As a scientist, you don't know these things, you know. So when my Director General at that time called me up and that we had done economic impact, Girish, and the amount is coming to about 30,000 crores. So what? Then he told me that the life saved, etc. Then he sent me the paper also before it was. So that is a very important thing. Tomorrow you may just do something via patent which improves the process of a drug. Somebody makes money out of it, no? But lives are saved, quality of life is improved. So that is all value creation. This is the power of science. Just imagine Burlog's varieties when they came here. We had famines. We used to have famines. Bihar ka famine, Bengal ka famine, famines all over. When these varieties came, our Indian government, I just want to tell you, higher people in the Indian government said कि ये technology नहीं लानी हमने देश में, ये नहीं लानी, इसको हमारी सारी agriculture को खराब कर देगी. And then lot of people, middle class people, they said after this technology came, ये तो कनक ही बेकार है, तो लाल रंग की कनक है, वो सफेद रंग की कनक. That may be true. पर जिस आदमी को खाना नहीं मिलता उसके लिए तो लाल कनक भी ठीक है, उसके लिए तो वरदान है वो. आपको फर्क नहीं, आप कहते हैं लाल कनक नहीं खानी, मेरे को अच्छी नहीं लगती, थोड़ी स्वाद नहीं, मुझे सफेद खानी है. आप खाओ, आप भगवान ने आपके ऊपर बड़ी वर्षा की हुई है कि आपके पैसे हैं 2 पैसे, पर जो गरीब आदमी बेचारा रोटी नहीं मिलती उसको, उसके लिए तो आप लाल कनक भी ठीक है. And today nobody is dying. Largely nobody is dying out of hunger in this country. How did it come about? Because of the decision in times of Lal Bahadur Shastri. Some of you may still young, but there is nobody like my age here. But in 1965, when he had born in Pakistan, Lal Bahadur Shastri appealed to the people to take a fast one day because there was not enough food, you know, and food was we were begging for food from America under a scheme called PL 480. So at that time, Mrs. Gandhi, and much more than Mrs. Gandhi, C. Subramaniam, M.S. Swaminathan, the scientist bureaucrat, C. Subramaniam, a minister, very aware minister, they set up a program. Then Punjab Agriculture University, these people got the varieties, modified it, optimized it, फिर farmers को disseminate किया वो सब. और फिर धीरे धीरे देश आज ये हालत है हमारे देश की, ये परिस्थिति है कि हम we are exporters of milk. Similarly for milk, we are number 1 producer of milk. When I was a kid, मैं मेरे 5 बजे 4 बोतलें उठा के दिल्ली में स्टील के डिपो के सामने खड़ा हो जाता था जाके अपना बोतलें लगा देता था. Because my mom was a teacher and my father was transferred somewhere. चलो जी उठो जाओ. तो इसका 2 फायदे हुए. सुबह उठना सीख गए और सुबह उठ के सैर भी हो जाती थी, क्योंकि हम तो बच्चा तो नहीं करता, बोतलें लेके जाता. आज की तो आपके घर में दूध आता है, दूध की कमी नहीं है. What transformed it? Not patents. Application of technology across the board and business models for success. So therefore, technology requires not only generation of new information, not only creation of seeds of technology expressed in patents, but also business models and implementation models by which the technology becomes useful for everyone. तो पेटेंट्स आर नेसेसरी. पेटेंट्स लाइक भगवद गीता. रोज सुबह शाम भगवद गीता की पाठ करो और बाकी उसको अध्ययन कोई ना करो तो आपको कोई फायदा नहीं है. आप अगर भगवद गीता के पाठ को सुन के कुछ करते हो आपको फायदा हो गया. और आप कहते हैं कि सारे मोहल्ले को फायदा हो. मैं सारे मोहल्ले को फायदा करूंगा भगवद गीता पेटेंट जो दिया हुआ है भगवान कृष्ण ने दिया हुआ है तो कैसे करोगे. सब आदमी तो आपके सप्लाई करने लग जाएंगे. आपने ठेका ले रखा हमारे को भगवद गीता सिखाने का. तो दैट इज द चैलेंज when you want to disseminate. So government has to disseminate, commercial organization has to disseminate. So this whole game we should understand. When you are sitting here, कुछ लोग तो ये भी सोच रहे होंगे यार ये कब ये भाषण खत्म होगा. मैं आपकी जगह तो सोचता है ये भाषण कब खत्म होगा. हम बाहर जाके थोड़ा ताजी हवा लेंगे. ठीक है सोचना चाहिए. पर आपको ये भी सोचना चाहिए कि कल आप साइंटिस्ट बनोगे, कल आप जर्नलिस्ट बनोगे तो इसमें पेटेंट्स का क्या रोल है, टेक्नोलॉजी का क्या रोल है, साइंस का क्या रोल है. आप सोच सकते हो मुझे पेटेंट में को नहीं लेना देना. मैं तो क्यूरियोसिटी डेवलप करूंगा या करूंगी. मेरे मन में बड़े क्वेश्चन है मैं उसको फॉलो करूंगा. फिर आपकी मम्मी कहेगी कि तुमने अपनी सिलेबस पढ़नी बंद कर दी है. मैं क्यूरियोसिटी फॉलो कर रही हूँ. मैं अपनी क्यूरियोसिटी फॉलो कर रही हूँ. तो आपकी मम्मी कहेगी मेरे साथ ऐसा होता था. मैं आप भी बता रहा हूँ. तो हमारी मदर कहती थी, मदर बहुत ध्यान रखती थी. तो पापा कहते थे जो करना करो. तो मदर कहती थी तेरा फिर नंबर कैसे आएंगे. तो सही है नंबर कैसे आएंगे. देख तो मेरी ग्वालियर तो आईटी चला गया. आप लोग तो पाइपलाइन से गुजरे हो. हाँ क्या गुजरे होंगे अभी बात. इसकी बहुत ज्यादा चिंता नहीं करनी. अपनी क्यूरियोसिटी को दबाना नहीं चाहिए. क्यूरियोसिटी को दबाना नहीं, क्योंकि जब आप क्यूरियोसिटी को दबाओगे तो हो सकता है जब फ्यूचर में आपके अपने बच्चे होंगे उनको भी बोलोगे क्यूरियोसिटी चक्कर नहीं है नंबर ले ले बस. तो ये आपने डिसीजन लेंगे. और मैं आपसे सिर्फ साझा ये कर रहा हूं कि जिंदगी में बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटीज आई, बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटीज है. आज जो आपके सामने अपॉर्चुनिटी है वो अपॉर्चुनिटी है. पर अगर वो नहीं आती किसी वजह से डोंट किल योरसेल्फ डूइंग इट. अपने में को पहचानो कि आपके अंदर की आवाज क्या कहती है. अगर आपकी अंदर की आवाज कहती है मुझे एमबीए करना है, ठीक है एमबीए करो. अगर आपकी अंदर की आवाज कहती है मुझे तो सिर्फ फॉर एग्जाम्पल मुझे तो सिर्फ मैथमेटिक्स ही अच्छा लगता है, बाकी सब्जेक्ट नहीं अच्छा लगता, मैं पीछे पड़ जा. किसी को उसके पीछे पड़ जाओ. क्योंकि जब तक किसी चीज के पीछे नहीं पड़ोगे कुछ भी चीज हो जिंदगी में नहीं मिलेगी ऐसे. अनलेस की लॉटरी निकल गई किसी उसका फायदा नहीं होगा. बहुत मजदूरों की लॉटरी निकलती है तबाह हो जाते हैं. तो कल आपकी लॉटरी निकल गई तो कोई फायदा नहीं है. जो चीज आपने दिल के अंदर कुछ थोड़ा सा पागलपन जब तक नहीं आया तब तक मजा नहीं है जिंदगी का. तो आपको भगवान ने ये परिस्थितियां दी हुई हैं जिसमें आप एक अच्छे कॉलेज में पढ़ रहे हैं, अच्छे टीचरों के साथ हैं. कभी कभी कुछ सिर्फ लेक्चरर भी आ जाता है मेरे जैसा. पर उसके बावजूद आपको एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली हुई है जब आपके पास बहुत सारे रास्ते हैं. साइंस एक रास्ता है. साइंस बहुत जबरदस्त रास्ता है क्योंकि इसमें ट्रुथ है. Because it is one of the disciplines which follows truth. It does not tolerate non-truth. बाकी पॉलिटिक्स में तो ट्रूथ कहीं कहीं निकलता है, ज्यादातर तो मॉडिफाइड ट्रूथ ही निकलता है. तो उसकी अपनी रिक्वायरमेंट्स. लिटरेचर है उसमें आपको बड़े तरीके से आपको ट्रूथ देना पड़ता है, बहुत कहानियां डालनी पड़ती है. और साइंस में आपका अनअवॉइड ट्रूथ आता है. पर ट्रूथ कैसे आएगा जब तक आप प्रश्न नहीं पूछोगे, जब तक आप टेक्निक नहीं पूछोगे. तो बस इतना ही मेरे को कहना था. मैं तो आपसे अगर कोई दो चार प्रश्न है तो you can ask questions if you want. But I don't want to take any more time because
I have a shortage of time.
Yes. So thank you very much.
So thank you very much, sir, for this enlightening talk. And we must all applaud your immense contribution to the world of science, especially medicine industry. I'm sure our students are very happy today. And now I would like to invite Ms. Jaspreet to propose a vote of thanks.
Thanks, Dr. Anton. Good morning, everyone present. It's an honor to thank our eminent speaker, Dr. Dayal Sani, on behalf of Residence Lab Department of Chemistry. In this era of startups and entrepreneurship, the understanding of intellectual property rights has become very significant, and sir has enlightened us in this direction. Sir made us aware about different types of patents, their applications, and how can we use the technology for public good. Sir explained how it's difficult to reap the benefits of innovation unless we have uniform laws and rules of patents. I hope this talk will surely have a meaningful impact on our students and will give them a broader perspective on the topic of patents. So thanks again for accepting our invite and taking the occasion. And I would also like to thank our principal sir, Dr. Ajay Sharma, for being a continuous support and encouraging us for conducting such events. Thanks, sir.
So our honorable principal, Dr. Ajay Sharma has joined us. We are very honored to have you with us, sir, today. And may I request you, sir, to please give a token of gratitude to our esteemed keynote speaker, Dr. Girish Sahani, as a takeaway memory of this event.
Very good.
So may I ask Dr. Soni and Dr. Jasambit to join me? I would like to once again, sir, to please give a green welcome to Dr. Anand Sharma. Thank you very much, sir. So may I please request you to say a few words?
Dr. Girish Sahani, Dr. Anand Sharma, Dr. Anil, Dr. Chandan, my faculty member and their students. You know, every topic has its own way of explanation also, expressions also, and implications. I remember when I joined this college in 2000, I got the paper to teach in MSc or BSc, it was on IPR. And I was little hesitant on that day because I never read the same article. But naturally, whatever you are getting, and it was largely on the laws of IPR also. And then it was introduction MSc IT also in that year, and IPR again was a paper here. And sooner we started with entrepreneurship in commerce faculty. And my department said you leave every other thing and now start teaching IPR and entrepreneurship. So 2-3 years, I started teaching entrepreneurship IPR in BCA, in PGDCA, in MSc and everything. And one day I have a big fight in my department. मुझे तो परेशान था नहीं department. क्योंकि commerce का उस subject में पढ़ा नहीं रहा. And after that, I got my core papers back and I left that. But today I'm realizing probably I made the mistake. It was after I feel I could have done something else also. But you know, when we used to teach the IPR, our angle was certainly accounting, our angle was commercialization. Our angle was to have intellectual property rights from the point of view of goodwill, brand image. It was more from the point of view that you can have a patent on a copyright of IPR and then how to encash that in the market. So somewhere when Professor Girish was talking about commercialization, everything, I just reminded of what he was saying. It is a interdisciplinary areas, the same topics can be expressed by different persons from the different angles. But having Dr. Anand today with you, I understand he will be in a position to express this angle from industrial point of view also. Just a month earlier, we were having in the same seminar hall, similar topic from Thai. time association with the Chandigarh Management Association. And their topic was that those scientists are doing number of things, but they are not giving us help in commercializing. And they were talking about how we can fill this gap between the academia and industry. And number of academicians at that time was talking about the research outputs, and they were talking about how we are unable to use that, how we are unable to capitalize that. So today, because your panel is having the mix of scientists, management professionals, or so, hopefully all of you will be gaining a lot. And I'm thankful not only to the speakers, even to the organizers who are regularly organizing such programs for your benefit. You may not be realizing, but persons of my age knew earlier we used to have only syllabi, earlier we used to have only classroom teaching. Hardly during our graduation, 1 or 2 seminars or workshops were organized. But today you can find out that everyone is taking the efforts that beyond curriculum, we should be in a position to train you, provide you skills as per the market demand. Though I know there are a number of more things to be done, but certainly it's a happy moment for administrator like me when all faculty members are trying and students are also participating in different such programs. So thanks to the residents of the chemistry department. And hopefully this session will be a great work for you. Please note the important points, make the points. Simply listening to things are not sufficient from students. So when you are having the copies and pen with these, use them. You will get a number of things you will never get the same in the books. Thank you, Dr. Girish, and all the speakers for organizing the program. Thanks.